we were going live, B.
Excellent, bro. Excellent.
Right, we'll double check here as we're getting ready. It says
My dramatic lighting looks dramatic.
I know. Let me just. They're probably everyone's just looking at this. Well, if you're listening and you're watching, this is the MAB Sports Podcast, MAB League.
There you go. Dive out of the way.
There you go, MAB League. I'm gonna just tweet this out to everybody, so everyone can see it for the pregame as we get ready. Brandana, you
Yes,
are
sir.
traveling, planes,
Yes.
trains, automobile, trying to get where you need to go.
Yeah, and I'll check off all 3 of those boxes before this trip is done. I will be in a plane, a train, and an automobile. 2 out of 3 down.
I like it. I
One
like
left.
it, sir. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Yes. You were saying.
There we go. Are you getting that feedback on there?
Oh no, you hearing? I'm all clear on my end, brother.
There it is. Okay, so we are live. Okay, no, I was getting on my back end. There we go. So we are live. That was the feed coming through there. So beautiful. Early thoughts. I'm going to share the screen here. We're going to go over the teams. We're going to talk Boston Celtics first, Brandana.
Yeah.
These guys have
yeah. Yeah, here's the wild thing about the Boston Celtics, right? Is we don't really know what team they have or what team they're bringing into the finals. They were able to sweep the first round, which was my Nets, and then there was a lot of tweaking, a lot of different lineups we saw in round 2. Like we said, I think we talked a little bit on the pod, like that game 1 for some reason, 1-2 on their home court. I didn't think that was a good enough showing. Got a little worried in Kawhi's confidence, so dialed back his minutes a lot, and then ended up just kind of getting rolled on the road by 9 points in game 2, and then come back game 3, tweak a little bit more. And at least the good thing you can say is they did win the game 3. They won it handily, I think it was 8 or 9 points, also 7 or 8. Never really close. There were some. They just their defense and offensive rebounding and second chance points and rebound. It was so strong that the T-Wolves never really got a really good shot at it. So at least we know, like, this is one of the situations where we're going to see the strongest combination of Celtics coming out.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that this is a low-scoring offense. There's no question about it. And they've tried to tweak the lineup with Havlicek and Leonard, looking at that number 2 scorer next to Hakeem Olajuwon, all-time leader scorer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, scoring less than 10 points in this MAB League playoffs on average. So their game is truly set up in dominating the paint, dominating the boards, and then in turn, controlling the pace of the game. It's what we saw in Game 3 and Game 1 in that conference finals against the Timberwolves. The thing that was most interesting, Brandana, is they have only scored over 100 points once.
One time, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 104-88 against your Nets. Not to bring up a sore subject.
Well, it is, but yeah.
So it's like that's their name of the game. They're going to control the board, slow it down, and defend on the back end, and hopefully, and the 3 in the back end. They're pretty good against defending the 3 as well too.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, they're going to come into this game. The big matchup problem they have coming out is they are a defensive-oriented team. So if they can control, if their height dominates and they control pace, they'll control the basketball game. The scary thing against this Piston thing is the big wild card, which everybody wants to talk about, and that is Magic Johnson. Like, this is a tough matchup for Steve Nash. Like, a lot of the success these big men have had, especially when we look in the simulation chart, like find me a dollar. But the simulation is sometimes, even when those little men can break in, once they're faced with height, once they're like more height, like it's just kind of, it's almost like you poured water on the keyboard. Like, just the brain locks up. They don't know what to do. They kick it out.
Steve Nash, 13 turnovers in that conference semifinals, 12 in the final 2 games, was their Achilles heel going forward. And then as you switch, can you see the Pistons there, their roster there, Brandana?
I'm still seeing the Celtics, brother.
Okay, all right. There you go. Let me stop Okay, let me
Oh,
bring
that's your
this
beautiful
back up.
face.
There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now there, can you see it? We're learning here, everyone. We're learning.
Sometimes
But this is the
lots of
Magic.
fun. Lots of fun.
This goes right in the hands of, like you're talking about, Magic Johnson, who's averaging 3 steals per game in this postseason here. The Pistons overall are first in the MAB League playoffs at 16.2 steals per game.
Yeah.
Fundamental core of what they are. They lock teams up defensively.
Yeah, there's a lot of good matchups here. Again, I think like not quite enough numbers to really talk about it, but Scottie Pippen, a quiet MVP campaign. I think if you really dug in and looked just for maybe like most value on the draft position, Magic Johnson, most awesome one with him. I think he was really on the fence. Nobody quite knew what the simulation would look like and how much value you could actually get from a big point guard. But I know that just Trent's Boston Celtics, that's going to be absolutely one of their number one concerns. And then we just have wild cards, right? We have the glove Gary Payton, we have Allen Iverson, who's a slasher and can make points happen, especially if his legs are fresh. And then we have Tim Duncan and the Admiral, David Robinson, rejoining forces. There's just so many names. And then James Harden, he could do damage if he gets a little hot on the three. The MAB League official shot, which is the long two. He can put that down in transition if he needs to. So there's so much firepower right here that the Celtics will need to establish themselves defensively super quickly, or it could get out of control. Especially to the point you're talking about is the Celtics only broken 100 once, and I don't think the Pistons have yet to score under 100.
They just, the last game, that's the only game of their 5 games, including the tune-up game, all over 100, and then that final closeout game at home against the Lakers, 90-89. But everyone's been over 100 plus points. Here's the other interesting thing: as I was looking, kind of breaking down the two teams, Pistons, 6 players over 10 points per game in this playoffs, which is considerable considering. The Celtics only have 3 above 10 point per game scorers. Pistons have 6 of them, and it's just like they're just doing it really efficiently. Magic's at 18.5 points a game with James Harden. You got 16 points from David Robinson, 13.5 from Tim Duncan, and then 10 from Scottie Pippen, like you're talking about. Brandana.
So for this game one, are you adjusting philosophy anymore? Is it just let your freak flags fly? Are you letting your Pistons just go out there and do what they normally do? Or is there a specific strategy for these tall Celtics that rely on the offensive rebounds and second chance points?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not going to tweak anything right now. I mean, we're rolling pretty good. And I think you're right. Like, quiet defense that Scottie Pippen is going to play is going to be very interesting. And I like our big 3, Bill Walton, Tim Duncan, David Robinson against their big 3, Akeem Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And without further ado, Brantana, we've got Celtics owner Trent coming in here. Let's bring him in.
Let's get him on.
Let me stop this share. There you go. Oh, he's slowly loading up there. There we go, sir. How are you doing?
I am very well prepared for battle. How are you?
Oh, feeling good as always, sir. We were just breaking down the tail of the tape. One of the tails of the tape we should have included was that quaff you've got going on. Look nice.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm repping. Listen, you got to act like you've been there. So dress for the job you want. I got champion right here on my ankle. That's Patty Mahomes.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Crossover football to basketball. Very good. So we were just talking about the tail of the tape between the two teams, Trent. Why don't you give us a little bit of your thoughts? What are you feeling like between these two powerhouse MAB League Finals teams?
Well, I mean, first of all, I got to give the other team respect. There's a reason why they made it this far. There's a reason why they're there. And I'm not going to take them lightly. Magic Johnson is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, he's 6'10". So, I mean, I can tell you, luckily, my boy, Scotty Nash, he worked all of his turnovers
out of his system. Is that Steve Nash's brother, or I'm just curious?
Steve. Yeah.
Steve Nash,
now, he has a twin.
Super close. Super close.
Right. Yeah. All right, and that one goes out to Kyla Kombucha.
There you go.
It tastes great, bad for remembering names. But yeah, Stephen Nash, he shares the name of my dad. Got all his turnovers out of the way last game. So Now
12 in the last 2 games, Trent. 13 in
he's
that
ready
last
to,
conference finals.
yeah. Oh, he's ready to rock, and he did lose some minutes for that as well. So Bobby Coos is going to be a little bit more on the. Hold on 1 second. Technical difficulties. Let me get this.
You're gonna tweak right before tip off here? You're gonna make
Yeah.
a scramble to
Even
fucking change the
like
lineup?
literally even tweaking headphones. Trent, you've been famous for kind of you have definitely been the most active on just taking advantage of Most Awesome, adjusting lineups just to try to find the right combination of what works. Do you feel like you're super close, or are we still a little bit in the testing phase now that we're in the finals?
Well, you always got to figure out what the other team's going to do and how they're going to play it. Like, actually, one of the biggest changes I made that was the difference I feel against the Timberwolves was I needed strong defense on Shaquille O'Neal to just try and mitigate what he was doing, and then take advantage of the fact that Mutombo wasn't going to score, and let the rebounds come from that side. So when I switched Hakeem the Dream onto Shaq and then KAG onto Mutombo, suddenly Mutombo went from a double-double to 18 minutes of just the sound of a breeze. He was nothing.
Okay, so in that vein, can you let us know the special combination that you're throwing at these Pistons that are hard to stop? Because famously, and we were talking about it earlier before you hopped on, but one of just kind of your Achilles heel that someone might point out is you've only broken 100 once. So you're definitely defensive oriented. So you have been able to control that. You are in the finals, so that's something to be said there. What's your plan going in here to stop this? Probably the highest powered offense you'd faced yet to date.
Yeah. Right now, I'm excited about what I've got down low. I'm going heavy on the perimeter, and because Magic Johnson is so tall, I'm gonna up Penny Hardaway's minutes. He's one of the few other points that are out there. He's a point guard, shooting guard, but he's 6'7". We're gonna see how Nash and Kuz do with that. If I need to make an adjustment to try and get that matchup, we'll see. I have a power forward and a center that combined are measured at over 14 feet flaccid. And when they get that lead, they get hard and they go hard. So I have utmost confidence in my boys, and that Paul is going to be needing to make adjustments for game 2.
There you go. We're not making any adjustments. We're confident where we're at. We like the direction our team is going. What if the old adage goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've got a little highlight clip here, Trent. We want to share this with you. Let's go to the let's go to the little highlight clip right here. Let's actually talk. We're going to key in first you on the importance of Akeem Olajuwon to the team. Can you see that there, sir? This is all highlights of game 3, what Akeem was able to do against the Timberwolves here. Assists, he had 7 assists in that game.
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm dreaming.
Scoring buckets here. He's been your main guy, your main production point, 21.8 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists, 1.8 steals, shooting about 66 from the floor, and playing 27 minutes. This play I love right here, him hustling, right, as he blocks out an Elvin Hayes, offensive rebounds going up and under. I mean, this is just an all-around studly performance from Akeem Olajuwon. Do you think he's got enough gas in the tank, Trent, to pull through in the finals?
Oh, well, that's a common misunderstanding about Hakeem Olajuwon. He runs on electric. He's powered by Tesla dual batteries. That's why he gets up and goes so quickly and just never stops. He recharges between games. But yeah, I mean, that's a 1,000,000-mile battery right there that he's got in there. I have no fears about him lasting. And what's nice is the triple threat. Anytime he doesn't have to get burnt out, because when you're going back to Alonzo Mourning, you really don't have a fear, because then KAJ can take over.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, Zoe's been huge off the bench for you. You've really found something with the 3 like center rotation, and I like the stretch right here because that was a huge 3 if you remember that, and
I did.
predicated on the screen from Olajuwon, just showing it does everything, and then watch here, stepping out, defense, turnover, huge swing right there as he gets it up to Kawhi for the almost the and one there in the layup. That was a huge 5-point swing late in the third quarter, and I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but if I'm the Pistons, this is our main focus here. This is who we pay attention to second he walks into the gym.
That's what I would recommend for you to do. The nice thing that you have, I think, is, and this is what the struggle is always going to be, is you're going to have, that you want to match up and figure out how to deal with Hakeem.
Right.
That's really going to be the sticking point. But that's going to be a choice between Duncan and Robinson.
Yeah.
Whereas, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I'm super comfortable with that. David Robinson is matched up well against Akeem Olajuwon in their history, but it's like it's similar athleticism against similar athleticism. Like I like my chances, and I like bringing Bill Walton off the bench as well too.
I think Bill Walton is a pussy,
okay.
And Alonzo Mourning will dine on his entrails by the fourth quarter.
What's the over/under on bicep flexes from Zoe in this game?
Well, they come in pairs, so it'll be some metric of 2. Probably, I think we're gonna get 6 total biceps.
6 total biceps. It's a lot of biceps. Let's go. We've got one other highlight here. I just want to show you. So this might be for more so than for intimidation factor than anything. I want to show you the dominant third quarter in that game 1 against the Lakers. Just defensive lockdown they put on everybody. Just watch. Don't even. It's not even cool if you talk. I don't want you to talk. I just want you to check this out here.
This is what you said to every girl in college.
No, not true at all. Not true at all.
Don't make eye contact. All right, let's see what you got.
That. Steal. Right, that's like this turnover right here. Oh, just ripped by Magic. Here it is again. This is all in the third quarter, mind you. Look at Scottie Pippen getting all over the hand, then forces the turnover from Magic. Look at that swarming defense. You have the horses. Watch this. Here comes Tim Duncan against Kevin McHale. Steps back, block shot. Brent, do you have the horses to run with my guys?
See, but this is actually good. Is like John Havlicek is a Milky Pippen. You know what I mean? Like John Havlicek he's a big, athletic, defensive-minded guy. The difference is that he can shoot the 3 and Pippen's just so. So
sure.
That actually is a combination.
Is Havlicek a better scorer than Kevin Durant? Look at that. Steal. Because what did Pippen do to Kevin Durant? Look at Iverson's getting involved in it. They're all getting involved with it. Defensive guys who never played defense before buying into the system.
I mean, listen. I see why you're excited, and like these are all going to be things that you can raise a glass to and bump glasses when you have that runners-up trophy. I don't know if there's actually a runners-up trophy, but they should have one for you. And that's going to be the first thing that I lobby for.
All right. I should have known better. Just left to their own devices. It would have went here. Appreciate the spirit by both, of course. Give me a breakdown real fast. I'll let you go first, Trent, and then I'd like you to follow up. Most awesome. Give me one sign. What can we look for just as fans and as viewers of the MAB League that things are breaking the Celtics way early? And one thing we can look at to be like, oh shit, like Trent's cursing at his computer right now.
It'll be offensive rebounds. 2 things: offensive rebounds, and I have by far the best hands team in the league. I'm going to lead in steals.
What do you mean hands team? You're still going with that football thing. Sorry, but I'll yield my time. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know. Is that within the what? I forget the rules of where you yield your time after you stole it. Right. Can you yield retrospectively? I don't think that's the thing.
No, probably not. You're probably right on that.
Yeah, steals, sir. I'm going to own
Oh, yeah,
steals, and I'm going to
steals
own boards.
Okay, so steals, if they're, if you're winning the steals battle, if you have like 5 or 6 through the first quarter and a half, that's a good sign when they'll be cheering. What has you cursing the keyboard? What can we look for that? Besides the fact that you'll be like live chatting it, like fuck my life and shit like that. But let's just say like that wasn't an option or we can't see that. How do we know that you're pulling your hair out?
Actually, like historically, the one game I've lost is because of threes. I couldn't, for whatever reason, the Timberwolves got hot. They were hitting everything outside, and so I mean, he does have James Harden. Walt Frazier, he's a throwback, but he's got sick perimeter defense. I'm hoping to just hold it down a little bit, and then of course Kawhi Leonard and John Havlicek can trade off. They're both very tall for their position and match up well. So hopefully they can also hold down the perimeter.
Yeah, great. Same question to you, most awesome. What's a positive that we know that you feel like you're cruising, feeling good about the game through the first quarter? What's a negative where you're just like, oh shit, like maybe we will need to make an adjustment next week?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we just the same swarming defense that we saw in that last clip. I mean, if we come out there hungry, ready to virtually lock them up, that's going to be a huge plus for us. And then conversely, if they actually start hitting the three, like we were letting up with the Lakers, that's going to be my only concern. That's the only reason why the Lakers were able to hang in, because Steph was like 16 of 20 from behind the line in those 2 games. So if we can defend perimeterly, and a good thing for us is the Celtics and both the Pistons and the Celtics don't really shoot the three a lot. They don't rely on it. We only average about 4 per game. I think you guys are shooting at like 41% from 3, and I'm shooting about 45%. So hopefully that just mitigates anything. But if we're getting killed on the offensive rebounds on the glass, that's when I'm going to be cursing at my computer, just because we can't. They're a low-scoring team, and we can't give up easy second chance points. We got to close them out one shot and then turn defense to offense.
Yeah, well, our 3-point shooting is significantly depressed by the fact that Chris Mullin couldn't shoot an 8-ball of heroin if you gave him the needle, much less. So he's benched. That should improve my numbers.
Chris Mullin, the only one with a history of substance abuse on your team. Interesting that you found a way to segue on that one.
Oh, so is the 3-point line a substance? Because he fucking abused it last game and he lost minutes.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
In this league it is. So beautiful. Final thoughts, anything, Trent, before we go?
I love you. I consider you one of my great friends, and you are my mortal enemy, and I wish you nothing but failure.
This is Smoochies, and I hate your guts.
Pistons suck.
There he is. Nice shirt.
I guess sir. Looking forward to a great matchup. All right, guys.
Thank you, sir. Brandana.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that first run right there? We're still live. I haven't turned it off yet.
No, thanks. Yeah, that's great. I think exactly what we wanted. I think T-Bell's like, I think sometimes you look at it and you're just like, oh, is someone gonna like just kind of happenstance their way into the finals, or is it just gonna be kind of a luck and like kind of just set on autopilot, someone that's not interested? But he's been very active, like we said, someone to switch their lineups the most, and it is a strategy. Is it gonna work? Let's see it. But this is really just kind of, this is the 2 different strategies. It's a great defense like versus a great offense. Not that it's, you don't have a great defense and stuff, but we are seeing just like 2 different styles of play, even though there's some redundancy, attacking each other. And it's going to be tough to call. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I hate saying the cliche thing. I can see Pistons run away with it by 9, but I can see I can see a close 88-87 battle. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandana Gambling Corner. What did you set the line at again? For the
Brandana Gambling Corner, we have get your action in right now. You have roughly 25 minutes left. Right now, the line is still hot at what it opened at Detroit minus 3.5 on the road.
Ooh, I like it. Good stuff. All right, well,
thank you for
tuning in to this MAB League pregame show. Tune into our Twitch account. That is twitch.tv/MAB Sports Podcast. Tip time. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. For you in between, figure it out, do the math. But we're going live on Twitch. Brandana, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you on the Twitch stream, folks.
All right, brother. We'll see you out there.
Later.
See you, guys. All right.
Bye.
Later, guys.